My goodness gracious. Once again, celebrating Angel Reese's powerful double-double last night. We got a couple of things. We got a WNBA announcer actually clowning Angel Reese during the game. That normally doesn't happen. Did he not get the memo? You're not supposed to do that. I mean, players in this league check those boxes. The way people gamble on these games. So last night...
What happens when a player's numbers shine so brightly that they dazzle every night, yet the team around her keeps sinking lower and lower? This is the strange reality surrounding Angel Reese, one of the WNBA's most talked about young stars today. She's racking up double-doubles with such consistency that it feels like she's breaking records on a nightly basis. Yet, despite her individual brilliance, the Chicago Sky continue to spiral downward, with losses mounting up and the season starting to look more like a cautionary tale than a championship chase. It's a paradox. A player dominates the game, but her team can't seem to win. And that's exactly the situation with Angel Reese. While she's putting up numbers that most players would envy, the Chicago Sky's record tells a different story, one of constant disappointment. So what's going on? Can Angel Reese's incredible stats be enough to save a team that's struggling? Or is there more to this story than just the numbers? When we talk about...
At no point should Angel Reese be directing traffic. She shouldn't. She shouldn't. Like, I don't... Make a case for it. You are not going to win any games like this. You're not. Like, she's telling people to get out of the corner, and then she dribbles herself into a corner and then traps herself and then turns the ball over. I can't defend this shit anymore. I really can't. And say with confidence that she knows what the hell she's doing. Here we go. Like, what is that?
A double-double. Angel Reese got a double-double, and the Chicago Sky, of course, celebrated said double-double. They lost 79-69. But my goodness, that didn't stop them, of course, from putting out this tweet right here. Player of the game. I mean, last time I checked, player of the games are usually for the winning squad. Oh my God. Clowned Angel Reese. They're going to put it up. They might miss. They're going to put it up again. They might miss that. And then finally, eventually, maybe they will make a bucket.
Normally, the Angel Reese, we're not just talking about a player who's good, we're talking about a force of nature on the court. Night after night, she dominates the glass, hauling in rebound after rebound, and with it, the accolades. Her double-doubles have become so routine that they no longer feel like a special achievement, it's just expected of her. The stats are impressive, almost unreal. Yet, while Reese's individual performance keeps elevating her game to new heights, the team she plays for, the Chicago Sky, is sinking lower and lower in the standings. Let's face it, this is a problem. You've got one of the best young talents in the league, but the team around her can't seem to get it together. The losses pile up, sometimes by double digits, and each one feels heavier than the last. You can't help but wonder, how much longer can Reese carry this team?
It's hilarious. This guy will probably be fired by tomorrow. This guy will probably lose his job by tomorrow. Once the Angel Reese fans hear the fact that he just roasted Angel Reese over her me-bounds, we-bounds, whatever she's calling them these days. Yeah, they're going to come for him.
Can she do it on her own, or will the team's inability to win turn her brilliance into a frustrating story of unfulfilled potential? For anyone watching the games, it's clear, Angel Reese is dominating the boards like no one else. But here's the catch, those rebounds aren't translating into wins. Rebounds are great, but they don't score points. They don't win games. While Reese's individual stats are turning heads and breaking records, the Chicago Sky's offense continues to struggle. They can't seem to convert on the second chance opportunities Reese's rebounding provides. Her numbers on paper make her look like a superstar, but when you look at the scoreboard after each game, the story is quite different. Now this is where it gets tricky. On the one hand, you have Reese's amazing rebounding numbers, her hustle, her grit, things that should be celebrated. On the other hand, you have a team that is consistently underperforming, failing to convert those opportunities into victories. Fans can't ignore the disconnect. Critics are starting to ask, are these rebounds helping the team, or are they just a shiny stat that masks the deeper issues with the Chicago Sky? But just when you thought things couldn't get more complicated, here comes the announcement that shakes everything up. During another tough loss for the Chicago Sky, an announcer took a shot at Angel Reese in a way no one saw coming.
Watch this sequence. Angel's bringing the ball up. Slow as hell. No idea what she's doing. She gives it to Rachel. Look at Rachel. Rachel's telling her to move, bro. Like, get out of there. Get out of there so she has room to work. And then that happens. And then the Angel, like, what is that she just threw up, bro? Like, what is that?
The roast wasn't just about calling out her performance. It was a direct jab at her whole rebounding strategy. With a smirk in his voice, the announcer made a comment that made viewers sit up straight. Angel Reese loves those missed shot offensive boards. Second chances. If Chicago's going to beat you, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to miss, put it up again, miss again, but eventually they'll get a bucket. Silence in the arena. Fans at home couldn't believe what they had just heard. Was this really happening? A broadcaster roasting a star player on live air? It wasn't just criticism. It was pure sarcasm aimed to stick. This wasn't a mild critique. It was a demolition job that set the internet on fire. Fans quickly took sides. Was this announcer simply telling the truth about the Chicago Sky's struggles, or was he disrespecting one of the hardest working young players in the league? The fallout from the announcer's comments was immediate and explosive. Within hours of the broadcast, social media erupted with differing opinions. On one side, you had the critics who argued that the announcer was right. They pointed out that, while Angel Reese's double-doubles were impressive on paper, they were not translating into wins for the Chicago Sky. Her incredible rebounding numbers, they said, were a result of missed shots and a team that couldn't execute offensively. For some, her rebounding streak became a symbol of a team that couldn't find a way to win despite her individual brilliance. These critics argued that Reese's stats were nothing more than empty numbers, glorious to look at but ultimately hollow. The harshest comparisons were drawn to players in the NBA who had racked up impressive stats throughout their careers but failed to lead their teams to success. These players became known as stat padders, players who put up big numbers but never managed to win the big games. Critics began to label Angel Reese as the WNBA version of these players, pointing out that, while her numbers were undeniable, her inability to elevate the team was a glaring flaw. It was a tough pill to swallow for many of her fans, but the criticism was tough to ignore. On the flip side, you had the loyal Angel Reese supporters who fired back at the announcer's comments, accusing him of disrespecting one of the hardest working young stars in the league. They pointed out that rebounding is one of the most difficult skills in basketball, and no one should diminish her accomplishments simply because her team wasn't performing well. After all, how could one player be expected to carry an entire team, especially when that team lacked the support necessary to succeed? Fans rallied behind her, arguing that Reese was doing everything in her power to put the team on her back, and it wasn't fair to blame her for the team's collective shortcomings. They also reminded everyone that she was a rookie, still learning, still adjusting to the pace of the WNBA, and still playing with a roster that was still finding its identity. This clash between the two camps, those who saw Reese as a player whose stats didn't translate to wins and those who defended her as a hard-working rookie playing under tough circumstances, sparked endless debates. Memes and clips flooded Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, with people on both sides of the argument weighing in. While some were laughing at the announcer's brutal honesty, others were defending Angel with every ounce of their passion. It was clear that this moment wasn't just about one broadcast, but about something much bigger: the tension between individual excellence and team success. The bigger picture here, and one that can't be ignored, is the ongoing struggles of the Chicago Sky as a franchise. Angel Reese's individual brilliance can't mask the underlying problems that have plagued the team all season. While her rebounding numbers continue to skyrocket, the team's overall performance remains subpar. With losses mounting, the question has to be asked: what good are her stats if they don't contribute to wins? The Chicago Sky have one of the worst records in the league, and despite Reese's presence, the team continues to struggle. Their offense has been stagnant all season long, unable to produce enough points to win games. And the defense? It's been leaky to say the least. Opponents continue to exploit weaknesses in the Sky's defensive schemes, and as a result, the team is unable to stop opposing teams from racking up points. This means that even when Angel Reese grabs rebounds, converts second-chance opportunities, and plays a solid game, her efforts often go unrewarded because the rest of the team can't pick up the slack. While Reese is undoubtedly a standout player, there's a clear disconnect between her individual performance and the team's collective output. It's like watching someone do all the heavy lifting while others stand by and watch. In a team sport like basketball, individual greatness only takes you so far. A team needs balance, offense, defense, chemistry, leadership, and depth. Right now, the Chicago Sky are missing all of those components. Reese's individual dominance is not enough to mask these larger issues. Fans are beginning to ask the tough questions. They're wondering, is it fair to keep celebrating individual stats when the team continues to falter? How long can one player's performance be the only bright spot in an otherwise dim season? The team needs help, but the question remains, is that help coming soon? Or is Angel Reese destined to carry the weight of the Sky's failures on her own shoulders? Angel Reese, never one to shy away from controversy, took the broadcast's brutal comments in stride. This is the same player who thrives on attention, whether it's positive or negative. For Reese, criticism isn't something that diminishes her, it's fuel for the fire. She quickly responded to the criticism with her usual confidence, using social media to share her thoughts and reinforce her dedication to the game. Reese didn't back down. In fact, she embraced the moment. She's built her career on being unapologetically herself, and she wasn't about to let one announcer's opinion derail her. Her response was typical Angel Reese, assertive, fiery, and confident. She made it clear that she was proud of her accomplishments, and she wasn't going to let anyone dismiss her hard work. In her mind, the numbers speak for themselves. She's been consistently dominating the boards, and there's no denying her impact on the court. But her critics? They just don't get it. The game isn't always about flashy plays or highlight reel moments. Sometimes it's about the grind, the hustle, the fight for every rebound, every second chance opportunity. And Reese was owning that grind. Reese's legacy, if we're being honest, is still in the making. She's still young, still learning, and still finding her place in the WNBA. But there's one thing that's certain. Angel Reese is going to be a force for years to come. Whether fans love her or hate her, there's no denying her impact on the game. She's already one of the most talked about players in the league, and she's only going to get better. In today's sports culture, authenticity is everything, and Angel Reese has that in spades. She doesn't play the role of the perfect, polished superstar. She embraces the hate, the criticism, and the attention. And that's why she's so magnetic to fans and critics alike. Whether she's getting roasted or celebrated, Angel Reese's name is always in the conversation. She's not afraid to speak her mind, and she's not afraid to be herself, flaws and all. The larger question, however, remains, can Angel Reese really save the Chicago Sky? The team is struggling. They have one of the worst records in the league, and their issues go far beyond just one player. Despite Reese's individual brilliance, the team as a whole hasn't been able to put it all together. The offense is lackluster, the defense is porous, and the roster just doesn't have the depth to compete at a high level. For the Chicago Sky to be a true contender, they need more than just one standout player. They need a team that can support Reese, that can take some of the pressure off her and help carry the load. Right now, it feels like Reese is playing solo basketball, doing everything she can to keep the team in the game, but it's not enough. The team needs to surround her with better talent. They need scoring options, defensive stability, and leadership. This isn't just about Angel Reese anymore. It's about the Chicago Sky as a franchise. The team has to step up. They have to provide Reese with the help she needs to succeed. She can't do it all on her own, no matter how great she is. It's time for management to make some serious moves and bring in the pieces necessary to build a competitive team around Reese. Without that support, the team will continue to flounder, no matter how many rebounds she grabs. So, what's next for Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky? Will her incredible individual performance finally translate into wins for her team? Or will she remain stuck in a cycle of personal success and team failure? The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear. Angel Reese is a star, and she's not going anywhere. She will continue to dominate the boards, break records, and make her presence felt on the court. But for the Chicago Sky, the clock is ticking. If they want to build a team worthy of Angel Reese's talents, they need to act fast. They need to surround her with the support she deserves. Otherwise, her incredible individual efforts will continue to go to waste, and the team will remain at the bottom of the standings. Love her or hate her, Angel Reese is a force to be reckoned with. Whether she gets the help she needs or not, her story is far from over. And if she has her way, this will be just the beginning of something much bigger.